Hello, 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 my little tiny nuggets. It is time to look at this week's homework where we're talking about customary capacity, also known as the way that we measure liquids in the U.S. Don't forget the kingdom of gallon. We practiced drawing this in class. You have your printable. Use it as needed. So if we think about the kingdom of gallon, we had our quart. She had 2 pints. They had 2 cups, and I want to know how many cups? 6 cups. How many pints is that? Well, every 2 of these give me 1 pint, so that's going to be 3. 3. Remember, you also have your flow chart. 2 pints is how many cups? Well, looking at my picture, that's 4. We can use the kingdom of gallon to answer all of these. 4 pints. How many quarts? Well, we have our queen, and she had 2 pints on top. So if I have 4 pints, that's going to be 1, 2 quarts. Over here, 5 quarts. How many pints? Every quart is 2 pints, so times that by 5, we get 10 pints. Gallons to quarts. In the kingdom of gallon, there were 4 quarts. 9 times 4 gives me 36. Quarts to gallons. We had 4 quarts in the kingdom of gallon, which means that we need to divide. 32 divided by 4 gives me 8. Any questions on these? Bring them with you to class. All right, we are still on the Conversion Express, but you'll notice pints and cups, gallons and quarts. That tells me that these are not going to go in neatly. I'm going to have some leftovers. So let's talk about leftovers. If we're talking about pints and cups, remember prince and princess, cups and cups. If I have 7 cups, how many pints do I have? Well, every 2 cups is a pint. So if I divide this by 2, 7 divided by 2 gives me 3. With a remainder of 1. Our remainders stay in the same label. So this is 3 pints with 1 leftover cup. Quarts and gallons. Well, in the kingdom of gallon, there were 4 quarts, which means we have to do 54 divided by 4. 4 goes into 5 one time. 1 times 4 is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. Bring it on down. 4 goes into 14. Closest is 3 times. That gives me 12, leaves me with 2. So I have 13 gallons with 2 quarts left over. Remember that those leftovers stay in the original method. Pints to quarts. Well, our queen had a prince and a princess. So if we want to divide pints to quarts, we're going to have to do 19 divided by 2. When we do that, we get 8. I'm sorry, not 8. We can go more. We get 9. Because 9 and 9 is 18, leaving me with 1. 9 quarts, 1 pint left over. All right, we know that there's 4 queens in our kingdom. So we need to do 22 divided by 4. 4 times 5 gives me 20. That's the closest I can get. 5 gallons and 2 quarts down here. Pints and quarts, get your queen and the prince and princess. We have 37 pints. Every 2 pints is a quart. This is going to go in 1 time. And then 2 times 8 is 16. 18 quarts with 1 pint remaining. Over here, 11 cups to pints. Well, 1 pint has 2 cups. 11 divided by 2 is 5 with 1 cup remaining. Any questions on these? Bring them with you to class. All right, my little chicky nuggets. It says to find the sum. Remember, that's a fancy way of just saying add them together and then convert. Double question. So if I have 6 cups and 10 cups, that gives me 16 cups. but I'd like it in pints, please. So if I go back to my picture and look how quickly I can draw these. If I keep these in my head, I can pull the pieces out very, very quickly. Well, there's 2 cups in a pint. So when I divide this by 2, I find out that that's 8 pints. 8 pints. Over here, 9 plus 3 is 12 pints. But I want, oh, I just threw my pen. I want quarts. And my queen had 2 pints. So 12 divided by 2 gives me 6 quarts. Over here, 75 plus 25. I can stack it if I can't do that in my head, or I can think of 3/4 plus 1 more is 100. That gives me 100 quarts. But I would like this in gallons. There are 4 quarts in a gallon. How many quarters in a dollar? 4. 4 goes into 100, 25 times. 25 gallons is our answer. Over here, looking at my quarts, let's line them up. 8 and 2 is 10. We carry 4, 5, and 6. This would be 60 quarts. There are 4 quarts in a gallon, right? We have our queens in our kingdom. This is going to go in 1 time. And 4 goes into 25 times. So 15 gallons. Coming down here, adding them up, we have 92 cups. Well, how many cups are in a pint? We're going to have to divide this by 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 6 is 12. 46 pints is our answer. And then last one for this page, we have 96. We're thinking of our queens. We have to divide this by 2. 96 divided by 2 is going to be 48. Questions on this page, bring them with you to class. All right, here we are comparing with a greater than, less than, or equal to sign. Up here, it shows you what these are. So I have a gallon. And then I have 2 quarts. And if I do my kingdom of gallon, there are 4 quarts in a gallon. So that tells me that the gallon is bigger. Over here, 1 quart and 2 pints. 1 quart, 2 pints. They are equal. Use your quick images. 3 quarts or a half gallon. Icky, sticky, tricky. I have 4 queens in the gallon. And if I cut that in half, I'm left with 2. That means that 3 quarts is greater than 2 quarts. Over here, I have 6 cups and I have 4 pints. If I think of princes and princesses, each has 2 cups. So if I do 4 times 2 to make it cups, it's 8. 8 cups is greater than 6 cups. 1 pint, 4 cups. Again, this is going to be worth 2 cups. So 2 cups or 4 cups. I'll take 4 cups, please, and thank you. Over here, I have 5 pints and I have 1 quart. Each quart had 2 pints, so I can convert that. 5 pints is greater than 2 pints. Questions on these? Bring them with you to class. All right, now gets into the land of word problems. Let's do this. Jennifer has a 5-gallon jug of water for a 5K race. How many quarts does she have? Let's start with that. If a gallon has 4 quarts, then 5 gallons is 5 times 4, or 20 quarts. If she needs to distribute the water between 10 friends, how much will each person get? Well, she has 20 quarts, and if I divide that by her 10 friends, each friend is going to get 2 quarts. So Jennifer has 20 quarts. Each friend would get 2 quarts. Travis has 24 pints he wants to transfer into fewer containers. How many quarts can he fill? Pints and quarts. Here we go. So if I have 24 pints and I want to fill quarts, there are 2 pints in each quart. 2 goes into 24 12 times. He can fill 12 quarts. Michael has 4 cups of sugar. How many pints does he have? All right, cups and pints. We know 1 pint. They have 2 crowns. They are a little bit spoiled. So if I have 4 cups, 4 divided by 2 gives me 2 pints. 2 pints, and we're going to make this water by the time you guys have it because sugar just sounds funny. I'm changing my mind. All right, Katie filled 12 pints of juice for her friends at a party. How many friends are at a party if each one gets 1 cup? So let's make our pints into cups so we can figure out our guest list. Well, I'm going to have to divide by 2, or I'm sorry, not divide by 2, times by 2 to get my cups. So if I have 12 pints, I have 24 cups or 24 friends at my party. And I know that because each one gets a cup and I have 24 cups. Oliver purchased 8 quarts of vegetable oil. How many pints does he have? Well, a quart is 2 pints, right? That queen had a prince, 2 princes. So I'm going to do 8 times 2 or 16 pints. Last question. Mandy has 36 quarts of milk in her freezer. How many gallons does she have? Let's start with that. Our gallon had 4 queens. So I need to do 36 divided by 4. I have 9 gallons in the freezer. If she uses 3 gallons of milk each week for her whole family, how many weeks of milk does she have? Well, I can take that and divide it by the 3 gallons she uses each week. And this is going to last her for 3 weeks. All right, Nuggets, we are growing and growing and growing, and every day we are closer to being in the 5th grade math program. Keep working hard, my loves. Have a good weekend. See you soon.